Good morning and welcome to A Better World with Julann and Fran. I'm Julann.
And I'm Fran, and today our guest is James Giunta. Welcome, James.
Hi there,
Welcome.
everybody.
And would you please tell us what it is that you're doing or what you've done to make the world a better place?
Oh my goodness gracious. What have I done? Well, I think it's everybody's responsibility to leave the world a little better than we found it. I think what I've done to make a world a better place is to be cheerful and supportive and work as well as I can, whatever I'm doing. And lately, I guess the last 20 years, almost 20 years or so, it's been hypnotherapy, hypnosis, and music. I'm a musician also. Those are the things that I do to leave the world better than I found it.
Well, thank you
Well,
for that.
yes, thank you for all of that. As Stevie Wonder so eloquently put it, music is a world within itself. It's a language we all understand.
Yeah, love Stevie.
Yes. Do you find it, now you mentioned being cheerful and uplifting, and do you find that to be a challenge at all?
Oh my gosh, most of the time. Yes,
So
most.
what do you do to keep yourself in that place?
Well, I do laugh every day. I keep friendships, relationships. I stay abreast of the news as well as I can.
Well,
And,
that
uh,
should put you in a bad mood.
Yeah, I like to create. So I'm on to something new about music. I just want to introduce this right now. It's a concept I'm still working on, so it's a little hard to describe. So, in a few words, I'm composing music, but I'm not composing music to express myself. I'm composing music that will create me.
Oh, how?
Yeah,
Could you,
most
could you,
musicians and composers will tell you I write what I feel.
yes.
Writing what I want to feel or I want to be. I'm writing what I want to be.
Oh, how interesting. Is it working?
I don't know. It works. It works for me. Yeah, I think right now at this point, it's not going to be something that I teach. It's going to be something that's a little personal. And I do want it to be my next album. So I want it to be music that creates me, not music that I created. It all came up one night when I had a dream. I was dreaming all night. I was waking up and going to sleep again. It was one of those nights. But I kept dreaming this. This is a minor third. The distance between these two notes is a minor third. So every time I was waking up or half awake, I would hear this. It was constant. And in the morning, I thought to myself, well, my subconscious is trying to tell me something the way it does with images, but this time it's doing it with sound, which almost never happens. I rarely dream about music. But that night, and I'm still working on what does this mean deep in my subconscious. I really am not sure because it's an interval I don't really think about. This one I think about. I think that's a really cool interval. If you revoice it, it sounds like this. That's a really cool sound. But the minor third, I never gave it much thought. To be determined.
Okay. So do you have any theories on why that was part of your dream?
Uh, I don't know what it means, but it means something. So I do know that the subconscious serves us with ideas that mean something. Even if we can't make sense of them, there's a reason. They're not random. They mean something. There's a reason that my subconscious presented me with that sound. But I still don't know what the reason is. Why is it minor instead of major? Why is it? This sounds positive. This sounds like more like a question. You hear the difference? This is happy. This is a smile. That one's a cloudy day.
Yeah. Very interesting how you're analyzing the sounds.
Well, we all feel it. We just have different words for it depending on our experience with music.
And how long have you been playing?
Since I was a child, I guess it was trumpet in the fourth grade, and it was guitar when I wanted to be cool as a teenager, and then I
Hmm.
settled on bass guitar. That's my instrument, bass guitar. And I sometimes play in church on Sundays, but not today. Today I'm with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And so, as a hypnotherapist, do you find that you attract a particular type of client?
I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say what my specialty is and what my niche is, but I attract people who are trying to change something, people who are dissatisfied with what's going on and they're looking for an answer. And
We have a lot of clients then.
right? So I don't give people something that they don't already have. I just help them to sort through and get organized so that they can use the internal resources that they already possess. I guess mostly it's people who are anxious, afraid, at a crossroads. Most of them are female, older. Most of those clients tell me I have more freedom now. They might say I just got divorced, or I'm just starting a business, or I'm going back to school. Those are my ideal clients, the ones who, you know, like in the movies, oh, I want to live.
Hmm.
I'm going to get another degree. Those are my favorite clients, you know?
Yes, when people really want to live their lives, it's very inspiring. And I'm very similar as a hypnotherapist. You know, some people will refer to us as healers, but I will say I don't heal. I will teach somebody else how to find the healing within themselves, but I'm not the one doing it, you know. And so I think of myself as more of a guide than a healer.
Awesome. Very good. People sometimes call me a healer. I don't correct them if they want to believe that and if it helps them with their success, sure. But I would never claim that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I wouldn't correct a client. I was thinking in terms of somebody who was doing a class at a store. Actually, there used to be a store near at the HMI location here in Encino called the Imagine Center, and they would have metaphysical people go and teach classes there. And I was teaching a stress relief class there for a while, and the person who was interviewing me referred to me as a healer. And I said, "Yeah, I don't actually heal people. I guide them to heal themselves because, as you said, we all have within us everything that we need to be perfect in this world as we are."
Yes. Fran, did you claim a specialty? What do you do?
I usually say stress relief because it's so broad, but you know, whatever it is that you want to change about yourself, chances are pretty good you're experiencing some kind of stress about it if you're not just able to make the decision yourself to change it. And as we all know, the problem is that you make the decision with your conscious mind, but your conscious mind is only about 5% of your mind, and your subconscious mind is the ruler of your mind. So if it's not in your script in your subconscious mind to make that change, it's going to be very difficult to make that change.
Yes. I got a question for you. This is mostly out of curiosity, but I really would like to know,
Okay.
how do you apply those principles for yourself in your own life, and how successful are you with that?
Usually, I will try self-hypnosis first. If I don't make it work that way, I'll go to YouTube and try to find a meditation there. And if that still doesn't do it for me, then I will absolutely go and see another hypnotherapist. But usually I can make it work because I know how it works now that I've been trained as a hypnotherapist. I know how the subconscious mind works. And, we know that sometimes what's in our life script, and it's so concrete within our subconscious mind, sometimes it's difficult to change that. For example, when I was a kid, I was very overweight. And this was long before political correctness. So everybody told me what a fatty I was. And so I still see myself as being a fat person. And every once in a while, I have to remind myself I'm not overweight any longer. It's okay. I can breathe a little bit now, you know. Um, so that's the kind of thing that can be very difficult to change on your own. And sometimes it does take hypnotherapy to do it.
Very good. Thank you for that.
And how about you? What do you do?
Along the same lines, but I would say about the last 2 years, 1 year ago, I was in deep depression. It was I was diagnosed as having severe depression.
Oh,
So I was
goodness.
having thoughts about ending it all.
Oh,
And
goodness.
I had never experienced it to that level. So I was really lost 1 year ago and I didn't have an answer. So I went and got help. And now I'm better. Now I want to live again. So that's exciting.
Good.
But that's a
That is,
recent event. So yeah, I always say if you need help, get help.
Oh, absolutely. And, I will often thank people for asking for help because it's a very brave, in our society, sometimes it's seen as a sign of weakness to ask
Yeah.
for help. So, thanking them for doing that, for letting us know what it is that they need so that we can get them what it is that they need,
Yeah.
it's a good thing because we all have something to contribute. We're all valuable,
Yes.
and you certainly are. So thank you for getting the help that you
Ew.
needed.
I think there's a reason that most of my clients are women. I think that women are allowed to get help, and I also think it's an evolutionary thing. Through the thousands and thousands of years, women help each other. Men don't. Men are lone wolves, and there's a lot of differences between the two. Look who's starting all the wars and committing all the mass murder, serial murder.
There's that. Uh, do you find that let's see, do you think you'll be doing hypnotherapy for a lot longer?
Yes, I hope it's always what I do. It's the thing that I most want to do. It's fascinating all the time. I never get tired of it, learning it and practicing, talking about it, teaching it, finding new techniques, learning from others. I go to the conferences. I go to the international conferences just about every year, and my reason to go is to learn from the masters. But I also started teaching, for a couple of different reasons. Teaching is fun. So, yeah, I love to congregate with other hypnotists. If there's an organization, I want to know about it. When I first moved to Arizona, I joined the Arizona Society for Professional Hypnotists. Uh,
nice.
that's been wonderful. I learned a lot from there. Yeah, I think it's part of my mission. I think it's the work that God wants me to do.
Yes.
Sometimes He wants me to do a lot of it, and sometimes it trickles in. But it's the thing that makes me happiest, keeps me interested, fascinated. It's where my inclination is. My personality leads me to that curiosity. And it's a profession of curiosity. There are way more questions than answers. That also turns me on.
Yes, I believe that we are here specifically to serve each other and, the planet. And when you do that, that's why it feels so good. And I sometimes even wonder, I can't really claim to be a musician myself, but my husband is a musician, professional at times. Um, and I sometimes wonder if that's not the appeal of music, that it's people working together toward a common goal, and that in it's because we think we're separate. We think that you're you, Julann is Julann, I'm separate here, but we're not just our bodies, we're our spirit, and our spirit is one. And so it feels really good to do things in unison.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Does it feel really good to you, James, to play with other musicians?
Yes, especially if they're good musicians.
Yes.
Well, I got that advice as a teenager, to whatever extent you can, play with musicians who play better than you.
Hmm.
So,
Right.
right.
You'll always be.
But it's always a joy, even if I'm playing with a child. It's always a joy.
I'll bet. Yes, my husband is also a bass player,
Oh,
but you said
must
bass
be a very
guitar.
man, I bet, isn't he?
Yes. He's brilliant. But you said bass guitar, so is that something separate than like electric bass?
No, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Although there are acoustic bass guitars.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, I play bass guitar. I don't own an acoustic at this time. I've had a few in the past. I'm down to one bass now. I used to have a dozen or so, but I simplified over the years. Now I have one. But I'd like to have a backup, so I'm going to be shopping for a new one.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, he has, I don't even know how many electric, probably five or six, and he's got one upright because he's a big jazz fan.
Yeah, me too. I used to have an upright. I couldn't move it across the country when I moved, so
Oh, bummer.
it's a totally different trip. Every family of instruments has a bass instrument. There's a bass saxophone and a bass clarinet. The guitar family has a bass guitar, but the upright is also known as a bass violin. It's the violin bass brass bass is a tuba. Yeah, it's a completely different thing. The way you hold it, the way you apply your body to it, the sound it makes, it's completely different.
Yes.
Yeah, I admire anyone who can do both. It's a great skill to have. I admire your husband for doing both.
Well, I'll let him know.
Yeah, I play jazz on electric bass, but it's a jazz bass. It's a Fender jazz bass.
Oh, nice. It's probably similar to one he has. I'm pretty sure he has a Fender.
He must have a Fender jazz or a Fender Precision.
Yeah. And he was originally well, his mom taught him piano when he was 4, I think. And then he took in school, he was a woodwinds player, clarinet and saxophone. And then when he graduated high school, he decided he wanted to be a bass player. And I think he only took one electric bass lesson and only one upright bass lesson. And he pretty much taught himself. And he had a really pretty successful career. He toured with the Manhattan Transfer
Oh, yes.
and Captain and Tennille and the DeFranco family. And he played with B.B. King.
Oh, my goodness.
So some big names.
Wow. And you're very proud of him.
I
Yeah,
am very
very good.
proud.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would call that.
He's proud of you too.
I hope so. Yes. So do you have a favorite type of music to play?
I like jazz also. I like fusion, the fusion of jazz and rock music. There's only a few, no, there's quite a bit of music that I don't like to listen to. I must say, I don't enjoy polkas, for example. I'm
Polkas?
big on country, but today's country music isn't what it used to be. It's more like rock or pop.
Yeah,
I don't go for worship music, and I hope I don't go to the bad place for saying that.
it's
But
okay.
it's,
You're allowed.
it's all that interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I like music that's challenging to hear. I love Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa takes a little work. You don't put him on in the background. It's something that challenges.
That's right. You don't put him on the background.
Yeah, he was quite creative. Left us too soon.
I remember where I was when I heard the news.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I was married at the time. I was in a video rental store, and my ex-wife blurted it out, Frank Zappa, and I was angry that she didn't prepare me for the news. Yeah, it was a shock. I didn't even know he had been sick.
I don't think it was well known. I didn't either.
I remember when Elvis died, I was going cross country to California from New York, and we stopped somewhere to eat. There were like 9 of us in this motorhome.
Yes.
And it was on the like the Sizzlers, and when you drive in through towns, it was all over all the billboards that Elvis died.
My goodness gracious.
You know?
Wait, I have to reach for this.
That was 1977.
Yeah, I
We
know,
were
because I started dating my husband in 1978, and it was the year before.
Yes, 1977.
That's right.
Excuse me, I was just reaching for something. I actually have the black page from Rolling Stone magazine that announced Elvis's death. And I too was moving to the Bay Area, but from Long Island.
Wow.
Yes.
See?
What a coincidence.
Winky ding. There you go.
Yeah, that
And
was
a little cousin was in the motorhome because we were all different ages. And we went into one of these places to eat, and the lady asked him right after we saw about Elvis, that's why it made me think of it, how would you like your steak? And he said cooked. And I can still remember that because it just cracked me up. It was so innocent. Cooked, please.
Yes, we were having a huge blackout in New York at the time. And
Yeah.
it was so hot, and people were sitting out front on their stoops to try and stay a little cooler.
Yeah.
And somebody in the area had a motorhome, and they put on all their lights on the inside of the motorhome, and they just drove through the streets. We were like, okay, you have lights, good for you.
Oh my gosh. That was also the summer of Son of Sam.
Yes.
It was. Yes, it was.
Yes, and I remember that I and our friend Donna we matched the description of the kind of women that were You know, we were about that height. We both had dark hair, dark eyes, and yep, that was an interesting summer, all right.
Crazy.
So
I was actually in Boston that summer. I was in college, and then I moved back to Long Island for a couple of weeks, and then took off for the Bay Area. That was a really great time in my life. I didn't have a lot of stuff that I owned. I didn't really have a plan. I was so immature. Oh my gosh. I was 21 years old that year.
could be,
It was so immature. I didn't have a plan or a
you
really
know,
ambition for anything. I was just not gonna. I moved to California for the party,
nice.
and it was a great party.
Oh, good. So you
Yeah,
found your community.
that's
Eventually,
right.
yes. I want to go back. I'm a little
Well,
envious of
Well,
you.
in
Right.
time to being a young person again,
Yeah,
you would
well,
like that.
yes.
I'd like to be young again, but stay here. You know what I mean? I'd like to, I don't want to go back and do all that. Maybe buy Google and Yahoo and, all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I don't want to do all that all over again. I want to do new things, but be younger so I can move faster, higher,
Yeah.
all that.
Are we all in the same age group? I just turned 70.
I'm going to
Yes.
be, we're going to be 64.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
So approximately. And are you from Long Island?
We lived there for 10 years. I'm originally from Queens.
Okay, so we're all New Yorkers.
Yeah, awesome. Julann,
Do,
you have the thickest accent, though.
Yes, I do. Right? I do. I know it. And I live upstate for, I don't know, 20 some odd years, 25 or 6 years. You would think that Brooklyn's been gone, but I'm so proud of it that I like to keep it in the forefront.
good.
I have a theory about that.
You do
Oh,
you?
Yeah, why some people lose their accents over time and some people don't. My theory is that we have a sense of identity and individuality. Some people subconsciously resist that way of speaking that's around them because they already have their own way. They've already adopted it. It's part of who they are. They're going to keep it.
I never thought about it. My husband's is much worse than mine, so I feel like I don't even have one. But I know when I speak to someone who's not from Brooklyn, they immediately say, Brooklyn?
Oh, yeah, immediately. And since I live in Phoenix now, that accent really grabs my attention.
Yeah.
We even have a private Facebook group. It's called New Yorkers Living in the Desert.
Really?
Oh,
It's so fun to get together once in a while, at a restaurant usually, or New York deli, they have them around here. They're just hard to find. You know what? You can't get good food. Once you leave New York, it's really hard to find good food. But I can walk into that group and I can say, don't you people ever shut up? And they all laugh because they get it,
Got it. I'm
and you're
playing on this table while I'm talking to you guys.
you're
Look,
you're oh,
playing magnetic trains while we're talking.
Oh,
I can't help myself. They're here, so I have to fool around.
okie dokie. So James, how do you advertise?
I don't. I haven't advertised. In this last couple of years, I'm kind of retooling. I do network. I do a lot of networking. I go to networking organizations and events, and in that way, I maintain my ties to the community, and I also get referrals from them. So I haven't advertised in probably many years. I do marketing and promoting. I use Facebook, social media. I make videos on YouTube. My YouTube channel is quite active. Here's an idea for you, Fran. A friend of mine suggested, or I got the idea from our conversation that I'm going to start making videos about my case histories. I'm going to start
Mm,
talking about clients who were successful, what the issue was and any technique or approach that I invented for them or remembered or thought up on the spot. In fact, I have a book I'm working on once in a while. My book is organized around case histories. I'd like my progeny to know what I've been doing all these years. So I'm writing it, or maybe it will live after me, but there's some autobiographical information in there because, it's hard to get away from our past or let me say our life experience. It's hard to, every time I work with a client, my life experience comes in some way.
Do you ever find that your clients say something to you that gives you the idea for the therapy?
Yes, all the time. You
Yeah.
do too, don't you? That's why.
Yes. Yes.
Give us an example.
Well, there was one time a client said she felt like she was wearing a garment of grief.
Ooh.
And from that, I created garment therapy, or I call it cloak therapy, where, you take them into hypnosis and you have them imagine that they're wearing a cloak. And it's the kind of cloak that completely covers their body all the way down to their feet. It covers their hands. There's a hood that like can go over their face. And it's whatever it is they're trying to be rid of. And you notice what that feels like, what color it is, how heavy it is, that kind of thing. And somewhere nearby them, whether they're indoors or outdoors, there's a coat rack. And on that coat rack is hanging the garment of what they want. So, of course, before you take them into hypnosis, you have to know what the outcome they prefer is. So you have them put on, notice that garment, notice what color it is, notice what it's made of, and, what colors it is and all that. And they put that on. And it's been pretty successful. And it was all because a client said that to me.
Oh my goodness. So you're able to apply it to other
Yeah.
clients, other issues?
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's so exciting when that happens because often, and I'm sure you find this too, when a client is speaking to you and you're writing down what they're saying, they don't realize entirely what they're saying. So after you take them through it, and I notice this especially in when I do emotional freedom technique, because they're not as deep when we're doing emotional freedom technique, but they'll say, "How did you know to say that? That was so perfectly worded. How did you know to say that?" And I don't tell them, well, I'll kind of say, well, it's based on what you said prior to, the session. But it's like they'll say things to me like, "You're so tuned into me. It's like you're reading my mind." Like, yeah, well, you gave me all of it, so there's that.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Well, that's where the artistry is. The artistry is in the language.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with hypnotherapy. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. My field of study, my field of inquiry is actually communication. Communication is my field. A subset of communication is psychology, and within that, there's hypnotherapy. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. It's all intertwined.
Yeah.
And so being good listeners, that's really important too.
Yes.
Being engaged so that you can help them, and it's a gift. It's very nice.
Absolutely.
Yes, I had a client. I just made a video about this. A client who was very busy, a doctor, young woman with a young husband and a young family, and she said several times in the session, "I have no time." Well, it reminded me of something I had read years ago, a book by an ex-convict who said that he made time serve him. Although he was in prison serving time, he made time serve him. So I worked that into her post-hypnotic suggestions. Time serves you.
I love that.
Yeah, you are the master of time. Time bends to your wishes.
I love that. That's wonderful.
Well, she came back the next week saying, she said, "I was on time for all my appointments this week." And so that gives her, now she has the feeling that she has plenty of time. It's when you're late all the time that you feel you have no time. So
And you have control. Showed her she has control of it. That's great.
That is wonderful. James, when somebody wants to contact you, how do they do that?
Oh, very good. Well, I'm very easy to find. I'm intentionally easy to find. In fact, if you look at the name that's on my screen, if that's appearing anywhere, it says James Giunta. That's my legal name. It's what's on my driver's license. If anybody Googles that, they're going to come up with a ton of information about me.
Okay.
My phone number and my email address. I don't have a website.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to have a website. And I also have done a TEDx talk, so I get a lot of, I still go out to dinner on that every once in a while. The TEDx talk was when I first discovered that I could use music as a hypnotic induction all by itself.
Oh, nice.
It was a 10-minute talk. I did a demonstration in front of an audience. And
Cool.
That was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm easy to find on social media. James Giunta. It's pronounced Giunta, as in the month of June. It's Italian.
Yeah, that was my guess. And Julann, do you have any other questions?
I do. If there was something that you would like the audience to take away from today, what would it be?
Oh my goodness gracious. The world around us is what we created and what we see, but it's also what creates us. The world that you see out there is really what's in here. It's a projection of who we are, but it also creates us. The more we engage with what we're seeing and feeling around us, the more we move toward our purpose.
Love that.
Very nice.
Well said.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
stop now. I don't want to stop now. I'm enjoying both of you so much.
Yes. So much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
I really appreciate the invitation. Thank you for having confidence that I would be interested.
you
Yes.
are very interesting. Thank you for sharing what you do.
Thanks so much. I feel that you're making the world a better place. You made my world a better place today. You left me better than you found me.
Oh,
That's
thank
so nice. We
that's
feel
lovely.
great. It's a nice way to spend some time on a Sunday morning.
Yes, and it's uplifting too, because this world can be very heavy at times. So it's good to have some light energy.
Well,
Yes. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and thank you, James, for being our guest. This
Thanks.
has been another episode of A Better World with Julann and Fran. Please like and share this video and join us again next time, won't you? So long for now.